listen to me while I sing for you this melody. Through a song, I say what I have to say. Sometimes it's the only thing that helps me through the day. So many things on my mind. I gotta have a song that helps me unwind. If it wasn't for music, I don't know what I'd do. I say hard time, help me through. I gotta have a song. Well, yeah, bring me along. Yeah. Well, I gotta have a song. Well, help me carry on. Somehow I made it. Somehow I made it through it all. God brought me through. Somehow I made it. Somehow I made it through it all. God brought, oh, He brought me through.
Thank you, Barbara. Now, please help me welcome our pastor, Sister Rose.
Well, it's good to be here today. God is good no matter what's going on in the world. It doesn't change who he is. I am grateful that God has taken care of us. I must go to my scripture because, for sure, if God's on your side, you have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. St. John, the 14th chapter says, the 27th verse, but I leave with you my peace I give unto you, not as the world give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, and neither let it be afraid. I want to preach to you a little while this morning. With all the chaos going on in the world today, I'm telling you, we are blessed, blessed, blessed. Yes. But I'm thankful to God that having him in your life makes all the difference. All the difference. People are running around scared, having heart attacks, nervous breakdowns, you name it. Because they don't know where they're going to go and somebody's going to shoot them. They don't know this, they don't know that. You know what? When you got God, you don't even have to worry about that. That's right. So, God has a way of establishing us that no matter what storm comes, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change nothing. We're not rooted up by the wind. We're not rooted up when it's raining. Because God has established us in the earth. So, I think the only thing that's going to help people not to be afraid is they have to have prayer in their life. People that pray are not afraid. You can quickly tell the ones for sure, they're scared to death because they haven't prayed. Sometimes they'll go to the Lord every now and then and have a long distance in which they go. But I was thinking about that and I thought, you know what? People need to move through life every day knowing that God is in control of your life. He's in control. You don't have to worry. We're over anxious, which is anxiety, intense, excessive, and persistent worry and fear about everyday situations, just little things. People are scared to death and don't know what to do because they don't pray. Their heart begin to beat fast, rapid, just panting for breath. Feeling tired may occur because of all that. You know what? That's why you're going to die early. You're scared of your shadow. You're not going to be here a long time. Say, you know what? Things are going a certain way or whatever. But what are you afraid of? We can live in this world with absolute perfect peace. Why? Because he's perfect peace. So, prayer is the only thing that can destroy fear and worry. You can't. Fear and worry are kin people when it comes to disturbing people's peace. All you got to have is worry and fear. Worried about this and fearing that. Worrying about this and fearing this, from one thing to another. Really saying in our hearts, I hope, I want things to work. Don't ever go to God saying, I want things to work. They're already working. Don't ask him to do something he already did. Listen, prayer is the only thing that can destroy your whole peace of mind. A lack of prayer. A lack of time with God. When you don't have that, you got this loose place. You can't connect. We got to be able to connect to God. That makes the difference. Not just talk about it, sing about it, but we got to connect with it. And how do we connect? We let him into our heart. And say, Lord, come into my heart and help me and save me and fix me. then I'll guarantee you will know without a doubt that he's in there. When he's in here, there's nothing but peace. I used to hear the lady say that won me to the Lord. She said, you know, Rose, if something happens and I didn't know about it, and somebody comes to my house to tell me what it is, she said, if my peace don't get disturbed, I know it's okay. I know it's okay. She said, I can feel it in here. Everything is all right. You haven't got to worry about it. Run here and run there. Everything is all right. I live with my life every day knowing that no matter what's said, what's done, or whatever, it's still going to come out all right. Why? Because he said that he will give you peace and perfect peace. You can't shake perfect peace. You can't do it. And you know why we got perfect peace? Because he's perfect. He's perfect. So I'm going to stay calm. No need to worry. Somebody walking this church right now said to somebody, I got to talk to you because your mom was in an accident. Before they ever know anything about it, they're already screaming. That's easily ruffled, easily frightened. I remember years ago when I was in Washington, I was at home and Juana got hit by a car. And the car that hit her knocked up in the air and on top of his hood. And so some kids was running down from the other end saying, Mama, guess what happened? Somebody, whoever it wasn't my daughter, somebody else. I hit by a car. I said, okay. I said, we're not going to worry about it. We'll pray for her. But right after that, here comes another person running. Mama Juana's hit by a car. Okay. My emotions didn't change one bit. So I walked on down to the school where she was in the crossing, and they had up on the stretcher. And so I looked, I said, how you doing, Juana? She said, okay, chewing bubble gum like crazy. I'm okay. And so the paramedic came over to me and said, ma'am, I see when some mother come down here, we'd have had to give them a shot or something. They're all up in the air and they're screaming and carrying on needlessly. So he said, you're so calm. I said, everything's all right when you're with God. Juana didn't get one bone broken. Knocked up in the air, back up on the hood. Not one scratch. So I get to the hospital and the doctor says we want to check her out and see what's going on. She still was chewing that gum. And by the time they checked her again, everybody checked. He said, we can't find anything wrong with her. I think it's important that we give our children to the Lord and dedicate them to the Lord while they're young. And so Juana wasn't scared, but nervous. She was nervous. And so when they finally let her go out and what have you, and we were talking and no, we didn't have to fear anything. God was going to take care of her. You need to dedicate your children to God so he'll take care of them. That's for sure. Because it's enough things going on in this world that is uncomprehendable. I mean, every day of our life we are encountering something, hearing something that is bad and brutal. It's unbelievable. I read this week about a man. He thought his wife was cheating on him. He went in and slit her throat. Then he cut her head off, put it in a plastic bag, and put it in the trunk of his car and drove on down the road. I thought, how did you do that? For a minute, how did you do that? You got to be a person that is controlled by demon power to be able to do it. And these people we see going everywhere, shooting everybody and going to schools, killing little innocent children. All this stuff is demonic spirits. But they don't know that. They're trying to find out what caused this. How did this happen? Let me tell you, there are demon spirits literally roaming this entire earth. All over the place. These demons are taking control of people's mind and sending them on a journey somewhere. Let me tell you, this lady I read about maybe a few weeks ago, and she killed a little 3-year-old daughter because she said she wanted to save her from this world. Well, maybe she wouldn't have liked to be saved that way. And I thought, what's wrong? Mothers killing their children, that's something you don't hear. We hear it now. Everywhere. It's unbelievable. And you start thinking, when everything is so bad, you start thinking to yourself, well, I hope that don't happen to us. Well, I hope this. Well, you get back here. Come and close that door, girl. That's miserable. Can't live like that. Now, if you want to be happy, you cannot be happy scared and worried to death. Listen to this. I wrote this down, and it's really true, too. It says, I don't see it right now, but worry is the fear we manufacture. That is so true. And it is a choice that we have. Why do we choose to believe it's going to be bad? Why do we choose to believe everything is blowing up? Why do we choose to say, I don't know what to do, I'm worried? Worry never solved the problem. It never fixed anything. Think about it. So you know what? I realize that no matter what's going on, if you got the Lord in your heart, you looking to him, half time you don't even see this stuff. You don't even have time to see it. Yes, I said, God, help your people to calm down. You understand the people out there doing it, but in here, I'm scared. Scared of what? I'm not scared of anything. I talked to Angel a bit last night, and she was telling me that she'd been managing this position now for a few years, and now they're getting ready to, the main person from the hospital said, we're going to have to change you and take you out of that position. We're just going to let managers run it. Well, if she's doing a good job, why are you taking her out? That don't make sense to me, but anyway, I told her, I said, she said, Mom, I'm out of a job. I thought, no, you not. And we got to talking. I said, Angel, you know what you need to do? You need to pick the job you want. I want it from home, and this is how much I want to be paid, and then turn it over to him. Yes. She said I gave the church a key one time in a special service. You remember that? And so she told me this morning, she said, you know the key you gave us in the service? Yeah. She said, I took that key and laid it on there. I believe God's going to take care of it. I said, you don't have to wonder. He will do it. I'm not going to live my life with worry. You know what? A lot of people are worried to death. They're wrinkled to death, and it just all kind of messed up looks. You got to understand. You can worry yourself to an ugly form. It's the truth. Just worry. Have you ever seen anybody worry like this? No. You know they worry. And then they wonder why all across here they got wrinkles and appearing up there and everywhere. You get a bunch of wrinkles, I call them worry wrinkles. They make you worry yourself to death and just won't leave, just keep on tormenting you and saying the same old thing to you. You can't put up with that garbage. You're not going to make me live the rest of my life doing this. It's crazy. I got to move beyond this place. I got to move beyond it. The difference between worry and fear is a signal that tells us there is danger based upon something you perceive in your environment or your circumstance. So it's just like, okay, true fear is a signal. Okay, the signal is that somebody going to shoot you. You better not go to the grocery store. You can't move around in peace. You worried about this. You worried about that. I don't never go to the store, so I guess I'll not get shot in one. But the bottom line is this is a good way to live. But if I'm going to just live my life every day worrying about what could happen, well, why can't you say, why would it happen? Have you ever walked up to somebody and they say to you, yeah, so-and-so is like this, and you say, well, I'm not going to worry about it. If I were you, I would. Say, but you're not me. That's what you got to say. You're not me. People can shake you up so bad till it's unbelievable if you listen to them. They'll show you all the reasons why it's not going to work for you. It might have worked somewhere else, but not you. Get rid of those kind of people. People that have all negative baggage, don't associate with them. They're never going to say one word to you to make you feel better. It's always something else they're trying to get away with. So listen, I am glad that day by day, and we don't know day by day what's going to happen tomorrow. We have no idea. We are limited in what we can see in this world. So you're out there, you don't see nothing, but you think it just might. You know what? I grew up with this thing with my grandmother. I was shocked that she had one suspicious thing. And she said, I said, Grandma, my left eye keeps jumping. She said, is it your left eye? Yes, yeah. Baby, there's trouble coming. And you know what I do all day long? Mash my eye, try to stop it from jumping. Because if it jumps, things are not going to go well today. Then there was another one they had. If the right hand itch, you're getting ready to get some money. If the left hand itch, you ain't getting nothing. So they had all these different things that they did all the time. And you know what? They kind of believed it. You can believe something phony and it'll bring you some results. God said, no, I'm gonna do what I need to do, stay where I need to stay, and not buy into all the elements around us. There's a lot of elements of things like this and that, from one thing to another, coming at us all the time, but it can't get to you. It cannot get to you. So the difference is that we don't want to be true, come up with some thought in our head that this could be bad. This could be bad. Now, unwarranted fear, or worry will always be based upon something in your imagination. You don't need that. Girl, so what's wrong? Feel something's getting ready to happen. So how do you know? I don't know. I just have this feeling. We can't trust feelings anyway. Feelings sometimes are crazy. You can't trust them. Worry is the fear we manufacture. We build this. I used to tell my husband one time, I said, you know what? I think if you didn't have something to worry about, you find you something and make it. I need to worry. No, that's a horrible feeling. But listen, you're the one who brings in worry. I'm doing this because, you know what? I have a right to be worried. Why? I have a right to be upset. Why? And we justify ourselves and let ourselves accept this. And then we start worrying about it. Oh, I don't know what to do, where to go, who to talk to. It goes on and on and on. You can't continue to live that way. Listen, he said you have to choose to worry and have fear. You have to choose that. But God said, I have not given you that. I've not given you fear. I've given you love and peace and power and peace and a sound mind. You can think right. You're not nutty. I can think straight. That's important. So he done fixed all that up for us. And we go ahead and build us a little worry barn. And every day you dump something in here. Here's another one. Just keep dumping it. After a while, you over there trying to get into that little bitty house, and it ain't going to work, or you got to figure, I got to get that. I got to destroy that. Don't let the devil make a fool out of you. And you know what? He loves making fools out of people. He loves that. And you, as a person, got to say, I'm not going to be treated like I'm a fool, but don't be one. Don't be one. Okay, Paul said, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known unto God. He said, be careful for nothing. Don't worry about nothing. You don't have to. But sometimes people tell themselves, well, this is something to worry about. What are we going to do if you lose your job? How are we going to pay the car payment? Oh, don't tell me don't worry. You got something to worry about. Get rid of them people. You're not going to get better with them, I tell you, because they're going to keep talking a bunch of crazy junk. And then when you say, I don't believe that, well, go ahead and don't believe it then. But I tell you one thing, don't say, I don't want you to say I didn't tell you. No. Just don't be careful about nothing, because God is in control of everything. Of everything. And if you pray, and if you send up supplication, thanksgiving to him, with thanksgiving, let your request be known. Now tell him what you want. Go in praising him. Unlock the door with praise. And then when the door is open, get up and run through it. And say, God, I believe you for this. You can do anything. If you believe that, you wouldn't worry. You say, I believe God can do anything. Well, then what are you worried about? We talk out the sides of our mouth. Fear is an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. So I'm scared. Is anybody out there? I mean, look down the other side of the street. I'm scared. Can't come in. I wouldn't put up 5 minutes with a scared person. They could cost you your life. That's the truth. They can cost you your life. I'm scared. What are you scared of? And what will you do out of being just plain stupid because I'm scared, so I'll run into the wall? I mean, understand. Because I anticipate something may happen. Now, that's simply expecting something to happen. Why you believe that'll happen? I don't know. I just believe that's the way it's going to be. But suppose it's not. I don't know. You meet a real king-size warrior, you're not going to say one word to make them feel better because they refuse that. This is who I am, and I like this, and no, I'm not going to make you, I don't want you to make me feel better. This is the way I'm supposed to feel. No, it is not. Fear, anticipation makes you aware that danger is around, but you don't have to fear it. I don't have to fear it, okay? So if I worry, I create my own problems sometimes, right through worrying. You know, people during the highlights of the COVID some years ago, people were scared to death, not because they had COVID, but because I might catch COVID. Well, if you catch it, what? I don't know what I would do. You'll be all right. Oh, get a telephone call. Yeah. I'm not getting ready to holler and scream with you. Well, say I got COVID. You know that stuff will kill you. Well, they said, well, everybody don't die. Oh, yeah, but you going to be the one to die. And you can't sleep. You can't eat. Most people can't. I don't know if that affects black people or not because we usually eat either way. Because we'll tell you in a minute, honey, when trouble come up, I got to get something to eat. Every time. We don't get skinny from being worried. We get fat from being worried. It's a fact. So you sit around there, you're miserable. They said so many people were gaining weight during this period when the COVID was really high. They were eating all day long. That's a good excuse for worry, isn't it? So I just get me something to eat and eat some more and eat some more and eat some more. And people have been gaining weight during this period because they wasn't working out. They were just sitting at home eating. So I think for the most part, you should look at yourself and say, you know what? Oh, what would I do if it really gets on me? If I really know that something is about to happen that's bad, what would I do? How would I deal with it? Oh, I don't know. You never know what's going to happen. No, you don't. So since I'm never going to know, why am I worrying about it? The Lord of peace, the scripture says, himself give you peace always. By all means, the Lord is with you. Since I know God is with me no matter where I go or what I do, I don't have to worry. I don't have to. Think about it. God's going to take care of me. I know he is. And running like a jackrabbit from everything that sounds like it might be a problem. Listen, you must know that if God has promised to be with us and says, I'll protect you and I'll take care of you, I send my angels to have charge over you. So you don't have to worry about nothing. But you may not have no angels. And if you're not a Christian and serving God, you ain't got no angel. If you thought you did, give it back. No, you don't have it. It's not there. But the people that are living right, that are true Christians, not talking about it, but true Christians, we have protection. 24/7. We don't have to worry. God will take care of you. A man at home, I told this story before. He and two of his deacons in the church were getting ready to go and was going, I think they were going hunting. Anyway, when Reverend Gore started to come down the steps, an angel stood in front of him, huge, and wouldn't let him down. He didn't know why. He stood at the top of the steps and he could hear the people screaming for you, are you coming, Herman? Are you ready, Herman? But he couldn't answer. He was so afraid. That make everybody scared to see an angel that big. And he said, I can't get the angel to move. No, you can't because God is protecting you. What the two deacons had made a plan to do, they were going to set it up where they go to the house. They had a whole plan laid out how they're going to do it. Then they're going to go out there where they shoot at. And this is the way this is going to happen. They planned it all out so that Reverend Gore could die. But the angel wouldn't move. And so that's why I say God is protecting us. So the angel is standing there, won't let him out. So they going back home because it's too late to go now. So if I know I got an angel, if God sent me angels for me to protect me, why do I not believe that? What do I have to fear? I don't have any reason to fear. Those angels are out there in front of me. They're taking care of me. I may not know it, but they're taking care of me. Yes. That's why I didn't know when the brother told me, I forget his name, he was blind and he was a senior man that came to the church. Who? Les. And he sat over in a place like that. So he watched me Sat there and hear me preach every Sunday. And one Sunday he came up to me and said, Sister Rose, can I talk to you? I said, sure. He said, I need to tell you this. So he said, did you know there were two angels up there with you, one on the left and one on the right? I said, no. If they're up here, I don't know it. And he said, there's two angels there with you to protect you. I guess I need protection because I make a lot of people mad. And so he said, I told the Lord, let me see Sister Rose. I want to see her face. She helped me to give my life to the Lord. I'd like to see her face. And he said, all of a sudden, the light around the angels were so bright up here. He saw my face. He could see my face and how it was made. That man described my face to the letter. He said, this is how you look, Sister Rose. Because he's 100% blind. He defined me to a T. I thought, wow. If I hadn't taken time to listen and see, okay, what do they want? Who wants it? I got to find out. I got to somehow move with time without fear. Because you know what? Sometimes you got a blessing over here, and because you're scared, you can't even get to it. That's tragic. I can go right over here, and I've already been told I could get this, but there's a lion in the street. Kill the lion. You say, yeah, right. Anything that tries to get in your way to cause you not to believe God, get rid of it. Get rid of it. And then if you got his presence with you, he's there. When you don't see him, you can feel him, and you can feel God. And the thing about that, I said, if I can feel God, I know everything's okay. Because there was a time in my life I couldn't feel him. I feel him every day, all during the day. At nighttime, I feel God's presence in my room with me. He's always there. Who can get to me? Who can do anything to destroy me? You can't do it. It's not possible. Because you can't fight against that kind of power. You can't do it. You can't do it. So, he told Moses, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give you rest. I will go with you, and I will give you rest. There is a spiritual rest, and there is a natural rest. I don't know which one this is. I have both of them. He'll give you the courage in the midst of a battle. When you goest out to battle against thine enemies and seest horses and chariots and people more than you, be not afraid of them. Don't be afraid, he says. Because you don't have to fear this. They may look like they're bigger than me, but they ain't bigger than God. Nobody's bigger than God. So you get a whole bunch of people coming out against you, and you get scared and say, so what is one person going to do with all these people? The people are nothing. You become the majority. They become the minority. Because God is there taking care of you to keep you from danger, to keep you from being hurt by somebody or being in a bad accident, whatever. He's there to protect you. How is it my son-in-law up here had a wreck in his car? And one said, I hope my car ain't tore up. He said, what about your husband? Let's talk to your husband. And so, anyway, Amos, I don't know how it happened, but anyway, the car ended up on the top, upside down. And he tells us this mighty story that you have to know, Amos know what I'm talking about. He told this story about how he turned with that thing like that. He came back over here, and yeah, he did this. We'll sit there and listen to this story. And yeah, and then, I just crawled on out of the car. Didn't have a scratch. Nothing. You know why? God was riding with him. As crazy as he was riding with him. He said, when thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the rivers, and they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. Look at all that protection. When you're going through a trial, whatever you're going through, I'll walk it with you. Well, how can anybody else win? If he walks with you, nobody's more powerful than him. See? So I think you got to get to the place where, you know what? I have learned. It's a behavior people need to learn. I have learned to trust God. I have learned to trust him. I'm not concerned about anything else. I have learned to trust him because he's going to take care of it. He'll fix it. When I was talking to Angel last night and she was talking to me, you just know God's going to do this. There's no, well, I hope so, Angel. No, I said, this is going to happen. Why? You've been faithful to God, faithful in supporting wherever you could. And you think God's going to just let that pass over? I don't think so. I said, just sit back and have you one of them jokers that didn't do nothing right and sit in church and play the hypocrite. And then when it's time for an offering, you never had more than pennies. And it's just all this stuff. You didn't want to give to God. You didn't want to support the church. You didn't want to do this. You're not getting anything. You're not protected. The devil will do you. Well, so you got to pay for it? No, you're just going to honor what God told us to do. No matter what happened. Make up in your mind, I'm going to trust God. If somebody say something, I'm going to trust God. Somebody say something, I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust God. Come back again, I'm going to trust God. So you can bring me anything you want to, I'm going to trust God. I thought with our men, the dirty stuff that was done with our guys in this church, and people going lying on them and putting them down and want to put them in jail and all that stuff, and they never committed a crime. I thought, now God's not getting ready to reward us evil for our good. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. No, because the good thing about God is that when he says something, you can depend on it. He's going to do it. He said, my word will never return to me void, ever. So it's coming back. But it ain't going to return to him. It's going to accomplish that God sent it to do. That's what you got to look at. He is going to have things his way. The devil don't run this thing. But he got you thinking he does. So I don't know if I'm ever going to change. Well, if you don't know that, you won't never change. If you don't believe that, you never will. No, I believe I'm going to change. You got to run into people, I believe I'm going to change. And you keep saying that long enough and watch the change happen. So a man think in his heart, so is he. That's the way I feel. Things are going to change. Things are going to turn around. God's going to take care of it. And hold on to that. And when it looks like it ain't going, believe it's going because God said it would. Yes. You can trust him. You can't trust people. Sometimes family lies and tell you something and don't do it. All the time there are things happening to try to put fear in you to cause you to start dreading things and worrying about things. When the lad was with Elijah and they was standing there to come in war against him, and the boy couldn't see, but Elijah could. He said, Master, what are we going to do? And he just said to the Lord, open his eyes. He can't see. Blind as a bat. he opened his eyes. He said, whoa, he was surprised that the hills were covered with horses and chariots and everything to be able to win a war. Everything is all lined up. Why didn't he see it? Because for the most part, people don't see spiritually. We only see natural things. I mean, natural things that's no big deal. But when you can see in the spirit and see things happen, that's different. That's different. Most people can't see. So, for the most part, I'll just kind of walk my way through here and hope for the best. Got to get beyond that. When the disciples were on the ship, the scripture says they saw that the wind was boisterous and he was afraid and beginning to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. When Peter was walking on the water, he felt like he could do it. Jesus said, come to me, Peter. If he tells you to come, you have nothing to worry about. But after he gets out there, then the wind is blowing and it kind of bopping him around. Now he's starting to say, I'm scared. Don't get scared. Jesus is right there. He's right there. Listen, you got to believe this, that somehow through the grace of God, I am going to get over everything the devil throws in my way, and I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm not afraid. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to win that. You say that. When you speak it, when you say it, something happens. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going there. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not listening to nobody else today. I'm going to believe God for what he said. I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to fear, and I'm not going to be. There was a woman that had an issue of blood that she had for years and years and years. And she couldn't get healed no matter where she went to the doctor. She heard about Jesus and figured if I could get to him, maybe that would make the difference. So she went after him. Sometimes we got to get up and go after what we want. And don't let the devil stop you along the way. If he can stop you along the way, that's what he's going to do. Don't listen to him. Tune him out. You ain't going to never get there. Look at you now. See, you got a hole in your shoe. And see, well, you need to go down there because, you know what, you got a bad knee and they got some dips down there. So he'll talk you all the way back. Instead of saying, no, I'm not worried about it. I'm going in faith. I'm going to believe God anyway. The woman with the issue of blood, she kept on behind Jesus. She kept going behind him. And she had to push through people. And you know people, the nature of people. Honey, we all want to be to the front. What's your problem? She kept right on going until she got to him. She said, I don't have to talk to him. I don't have to hold his hand. I just need to touch the hem of his garment. That'll make a difference. Yes. So I don't have to fear that maybe I'm going to die. Is this ever going to stop? Is this ever going to change? Yeah, declare it to be changed. Declare it to be done. I'm not afraid to say the Lord said. The Lord said. Listen. Jesus was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow, and they awake him and say unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish? Jesus is on board. Jesus. He's down the bottom sleeping. Jesus. And you talking about, we going to perish? You don't even know who he is. You got a problem. Lord, need you to come up here. Carest thou not that we drown? Rest in. If Jesus was on my ship, I wouldn't be worried about nothing. Nothing. I got him there. I got everything. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Go down and wake him up out of his nap that he needed. Do you care if we perish? The wind is boisterous up here. It looks like we're getting ready to have a terrible storm or whatever. We need you to come up here and say something. Jesus, come up and say, oh, ye of little faith. Looked at the wind and said, be still. You're around here running around the track like a idiot, worrying about, well, how's he going to get this thing fixed out here in the middle of the ocean? Peace be still. Peace be still. I'm not going to drown. He's right here. He didn't even have to reach out and touch him. Peace be still. That's power. Peace be still. I don't have to worry about nothing. All I got to do is speak to it. We need to speak to it. But we ain't going to do that. You know, they'll say, you're going to sound like a fool talking about, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. The devil ain't going nowhere for you. Well, if you were living right, he would. If you ain't living right, no, he sure won't. But you should be able to say, I was going to work on that message the other day, and I didn't get on it yet, but the thing come to me when Joshua and can't think, they were standing in front of whoever, I can't remember now, but anyway, the devil come to oppose him, and he said, the Lord rebuke thee. You know what that's like? I tell my kids to do something, or you tell your sister, brother to do something, and they don't do it. They come back and say, Mama, tell them that Mama said it. You say Mama said it, then they gonna do it. And they did it every time. They know they couldn't get you to move, so we just said, okay, Mama said it. And it made a difference too. Same way here. Satan, the Lord, rebuke you. You done rebuked him and rebuked him. Look like he just won't leave. Satan, the Lord, rebuke you. Get out of here. And believe it, for God's sake. Believe it. Oh, he's getting ready to go out. I say, she's not right bright. No, he's getting ready to go out. How's he going out? Because God said so. If God said it, that's what's going to happen. And entering into the sepulcher, they saw a young man sitting on the right side, clothed in a long white garment, and they were affrighted. They wanted to know where Jesus was. But there was an angel in there, because he's gone. He's now risen. And they got scared. Who are you? What are you doing in here? Where's Jesus at? He already told you he's going to rise on the third day. Why ain't he there? You don't even believe it. Don't let nobody make you worry because they worry. Nobody upset because you're upset. Get away from that kind of stuff. It pulls you down. And then you got a friend who drops by. So I was just thinking about just dropping by to see you. I hadn't seen you for a while. And they bring you a package. Everything wrong is in that package. It's up to you to say, take this, you take your package with you. I'm not looking at it. I'm not reading it. I'm not thinking about it. You can't let the devil just do it all. You got to say, this is what's going to happen and no more than that. Here's where the line is drawn. This is it. I'm tired of you this is it. So I'm not going to worry. He said, why take ye thought for your life? What you shall eat, what you shall drink, what you shall put on. Your heavenly Father knoweth the things that you have need of before you ask him. If I took care of the sparrows that fly in the air, I look out for them. Why wouldn't I look out for you? God's going to feed you. He's coming to bless you. He's coming to give you what you need. Believe that. I'm just not going to keep worrying about it and still be worried all the time. It's over. I don't have to live like this. I've never seen a happy, worried person. Ever. You've never seen a person happy that's scared of everything. That's what you want to look at in your life. What's else? All my whole life surrounded by fear and worry. I can't seem to make nothing work. When I tried that, that didn't work. You're talking yourself right into a hole. And over here I tried, it didn't work. And you here to tell me that God's going to do it? Well, it ain't happened all this time. Say, we'll see you. You'll waste the time. Because if they don't believe it, they'll continue to worry. They'll continue to be afraid. That will go on for the rest of their entire life. You this morning got to look at yourself and say, you know what am I afraid of? And be honest with yourself. What do I fear? Most people fear something. Most people. So think about that. What are you afraid of? What are you worried about that ain't even happened yet? It's going to. You're going to declare it? It's going to, because I'm going to have to worry about this one. What a waste of time. Think about it. Say, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to keep going through this. People in this church, your message should have been last night, I'm not going through this anymore. Not doing it. That's a choice. Either I'm going to do what I know I need to do and do it 100%, or I'm not going to be able to make it otherwise. You know, you got to get mad with the devil. You done push me around too much. I'm not taking it. This is my time. You made me worry needlessly about things. Look how you worn yourself out. Are you okay? I'm just worried. Worried about what? Everything. Can I help you? No. Well, you want to talk to somebody? No. And you just want to stay in your little cocoon worrying all by yourself 100%. I don't want to share this with anybody. Wake up. Say, I'm going to get me some help. I'm going to look to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord. That's what you got to do. No more. No more. God, since God didn't give you fear, what are you doing with it? The devil gives you fear. Or scare you to death. And you don't have to. You still can take full authority. And he shows up in many, many, many fashions. But you can get through it. Keep the power. Continue to declare the whole counsel. Continue to pray and read this word no matter what. Don't matter correcting people when they're wrong, when they don't like you. All this, it doesn't matter. You ever been in a situation, I'm getting ready to close, but have you ever been in a situation where you need to tell somebody something and you know they ain't going to like it? And you say, yeah, I'm on. Go in there and tell them, just tell them what it like it is. You know what I hate to hear people say? How do you tell them that? Like this? Tell them. It's not complicated. It's not hard. Yes. Well, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. People don't get their feelings hurt no matter what. If they don't like what you say, they don't like what you say. Somebody told me one time, Sister Rose, I wouldn't have a problem with you at all if you told me in secret. I took them in secret, and they still was mad at me in the room. And I was in there all by myself. In secret. Mad enough to tear the door down. It doesn't matter. Do what God told you to do, and if people don't like it, so be it. So be it. Got to stop for a minute and say, declare to yourself today, after this message, I will not worry again. I will not worry again. I'm not going to be afraid of nothing. And immediately jump out the way of a cockroach. Yes. So I'm not going to be afraid of anything. There'll be something come up to try to scare the crap out of you. But you can say, I told myself, no, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. If you this morning is bound by the spirit of fear and worry, you need prayer to get delivered. So you can have peace of mind. I'm not troubled no more. I feel good. Nobody that worries, nobody that's afraid is feeling good. It's a bad feeling. Terrible feeling. You want to change that? You come up this morning, let Sister Rose pray for you. I'll pray for you. Ask God to touch you. Change the thing. There's nothing in our life that we can't change. Nothing. If you want to change. You've been given the power to do it. Don't be afraid that God's going to walk up on you. So, you see Sister Rose anywhere? Thank you. Especially if I'm supposed to come into church. And I say to my kids, what are you afraid of? Or what you into? I try to go in the next room. What's wrong? What happened? Don't live in fear. Sometimes I'm just scared I'm going to die. You know how many people have woke up on a morning and said, I believe today is the day I'm going to die, and be tormented all day. And then wake up the next morning still here. That's needless worry. You don't have to have it. If the devil's trying to put anything over on you, you this morning can come and say, I got to shake him off. Get rid of him. Okay? Stand to your feet.
I'm glad that man, he didn't let teardrops fall. You know what? I know he'd find joy in every tear that I shed. Oh, see, and I'm glad that man didn't make heartaches. 'Cause I know he'd give me more. He'd give me more than I could bear. Oh, see, and I'm glad that man, he didn't create me. Oh, Lord, for one day. Man, he surely forsake me.